Alright, tube. This is my take on this rocket stove thing. So, here I am. I've been seeing a bunch of different videos, and it kind of made sense to have louvers in this here side piece on the vertical up part. Well, that didn't work. So I flipped these around. I had ripped these down in half. So it formed a box on there. And so I flipped them around and plugged all them holes up, and I was getting smoke out of here. This was the smoke. This is where it was fluing. It wasn't fluing here, it was fluing here. So I couldn't stop it. So I took these magnets and I put them up here. I put this plate on here to stop the smoke. Well, that didn't work. That's right there seemed to work pretty good. But just for this standalone thing, it works better if you don't have no holes in this riser tube before you get to your flue. I'm going to have plenty of suction on this with that right there. So the forced air through this heat exchanger, after it gets cleaned up of course, will push air here, which will create a discharge and an additional suction into this air riser, to this expansion chamber or whatever they call it. It's a heat exchanger, expansion chamber type thing. So it's going to have a forced air coming in this way, blowing into this hole here and through all these holes, and then this will be my ventilation on the back side for the heat, and then this will be my air tube feed for my suction. It'll be like a Venturi. Now the old oil cooler things, I haven't had any luck with those in the least little bit. So I seen a few videos about these drip feeds, and this is my little angle iron in there. Yeah, there you go. So it's got the little angle iron in there and a little drip feed, and I did everything I could to get this thing to work. It was welded on the bottom of that heat exchanger, so I blowed air in here and that didn't work. I'd seen the original one had all these holes cut in it. Of course, you see how rusty it is. So it's been a while since I started this project on this part. So this right here had all these holes cut in it. And this was actually welded to the bottom of the heat exchanger. And it went completely defunct. So I just whittled it off there and said, you know what? This right here is a lost cause. There is a guy that I have subscribed to that is doing these drip feeds, that is doing a real good job with them. And he don't have none of this. So what he has is a hole in the bottom with a piece of pipe welded on the inside coming up so far, and then he's got holes cut in the pipe, and that seems to work best on that. As far as this thing goes, we're gonna see, but it's burning right now better than it has all day, and I've been trying to get it lit and do something with it. This isn't warm yet. This shouldn't get hot. This shouldn't until we get a lot of heat. So we're not putting out a lot of heat. Yeah, it's about the 5-second rule. Oh, what's his face on those cooking shows? He says 5 seconds. Kent Rollins. Yeah, Kent Rollins, a cowboy cook. Yeah, he says 5 seconds. And then you can cook on that. So you cook on that right there. You cook on that right there good. Little dust coming out. When I first trying to get this thing lit, I took my rosebud to it just now. Yeah, I put the rosebud on it. I couldn't get the thing lit. I dumped a half-gallon of oil down in there the first time. See the oil running down the side of it? It got everywhere, all over the ground. Yeah, I dumped half-gallon of oil in there with the MAP gas. Nothing. So I just want to give y'all an update on that. What works and what don't. I don't think that's not a good idea. That's just drawn out of this air box somehow or another, and then it's whipping around in there. But right there, that's pretty good amount of heat. Yeah, that is pretty good amount of heat right there. So I don't know if I'm gonna whittle this piece off there and put me one on there that don't have no holes in it. Probably what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make me an ashtray. This is gonna get cut down a little bit here. I'm just using scrap. All I got is scrap around here. The little press I did my bearings with is scrap. Jack stands is scrap. So that's scrap. That's I-beam and dollar pipe from the steel yard. And then that come off another job, so junky old truck. Is what it is. Wanted to give y'all an update on that. I'm gonna weld that together. It's Christmas right now, and all the neighbors around here would be throwing a fit if I lit that welding machine off, especially this crazy woman next door. But this fire can burn, and I think it'd be good. So I just want to give y'all an update, let y'all see that. I said I was gonna do it, so I mean, it's burning all right.